Hello friends, and welcome to another Dreamlight Valley video. Today we're doing something a little bit different for this channel and testing a theory regarding Scrooge. Does it matter if we gift him every day? Can we actually trick him into giving us new items in the shop? Stay tuned to find out, and without further ado, let's get on with it. So the theory is that if you give Scrooge his favorite gifts every day, he will bless you with new items in the shop the next day. So day one of testing, I didn't film the shop offerings, but trust me when I say they suck. So I got right to it, figured out what Scrooge's favorite gifts were for the day, and gave those to him. The next morning, or day two, I was super hopeful, optimistic, and extremely excited, and I ran right into the shop as soon as I woke up. But a quick run through the shop was all it took for me to know that there was absolutely nothing new offered to me. Later that day, I logged back into my game and checked with Scrooge to see what his favorite items were for the day. I cooked his crispy baked cod and gathered the peridot and iron from storage and headed straight to the shop. I gave him his desired items and crossed my fingers for day three. I'd also like to mention that oftentimes I will buy out most if not all of the items in Scrooge's shop, and I do this for a couple of reasons. First, I always hope that if I keep buying things that are offered to me, I'll eventually get something new. And second, I would rather buy it in the shop and have it in my inventory than have to use part of my 25 item limit for the day if I need another of that item when I'm doing a build. But I mostly say this is true for my favorite items that I use often, or chairs if I think that I might want to set for a build. Day three, my offerings were good, but not great. Although I did get one new item, which was the wall hanging. Other than that, I had every single other item offered, but it was the first time in a while that I had seen something new in my shop, so I was feeling pretty decent about the shop and my experiment. After giving Scrooge some of my money and buying the items I wanted, I went straight to offering him his favorite items to conclude day three of this test. On day four, Scrooge really did me dirty, and the items offered were the same ones I feel like I'm offered over and over and over. To be completely honest with you, I was so frustrated that I actually considered scrapping this entire video, throwing a Donald-like temper tantrum, and closing my game for at least a day. But I persisted and went right into giving Scrooge his favorite items for the day. I'm not ashamed to admit that while I was handing over Scrooge's most desired items, I had a little heart-to-heart with him, and basically, I begged him to give me some new items for the last day of this little experiment. Day five was the last day, and I had pretty much lost all hope of finding any new items in my shop, much less the ivy wall I've been lusting after from the moment I learned of its existence. But when I entered the shop, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was offered two new items this day, and the items that I did already have were items that I hadn't seen for quite a while. So now that I've completed 5 full days of gifting Scrooge in the hopes of obtaining some new items for my game, I have a couple thoughts. First, I wanted to be sure to include this message from the official Disney Dreamlight Valley Discord server, where a moderator clearly stated that there's no way to bribe Scrooge, and that the shop is completely random. Even with this aside, I know that there are players out there who feel very strongly that gifting Scrooge has gotten them better items in their shop. While I can't exactly say that my experiment was an epic fail, as I did actually get a couple of new items during the 5-day trial, I also can't necessarily say that I'm overly convinced that gifting Scrooge every day had anything to do with it. At the end of the day, the most important thing to do is to play the game the way you want to play the game and do what makes you happy. Second, as annoying as the randomness of Scrooge's shop is, and as frustrating as it can be to not see any new items for days on end, nothing beats the rush of logging in and running into the shop to see some of your most wished for items waiting for you to purchase. I personally just wish I could feel that excitement a little bit more often. But then again, I have been playing the game since launch day. Until next time, friends, peace out.